Bronny James just played the best game of his entire career tonight. Here he is clamping Tari Eason right here. Doesn't let him get into the paint. Makes his man give it up. People used to think that I was kidding on this account, but I've always had faith in Bronny, and now people are starting to see it. Here he is applying ball pressure to Alperen Sengun, which leads to another turnover. And Bronny wasn't just great on the defensive end. He was also excellent on offense all night. The old Bronny would have considered pulling this right here, which would have been ill-advised since he just got in the game, but instead he pulls the ball back out and then gets it over to LeBron. LeBron ends up getting to the free throw line off this pass, and if you have not watched the full second quarter, watch what LeBron did. You cannot tell me this man does not play better when his son is on the floor with him. Watch Bronny here on Tari Eason, does a great job of applying pressure and makes him do this handoff to Reed Sheppard much further away from the basket than he wanted to. And then right here, he plays some pseudo drop coverage. He makes Reed Sheppard make a decision and makes him pass it away from the basket. Look at Bronny here in transition defense. He is guarding one of the best young players in the NBA, Amen Thompson. If Amen Thompson thought Bronny was trash, he would go at him right here. But what does he do? He gives it up to Alperen Sengun. Bronny ends up digging on Alpe's drive. When Sengun gives it up, Bronny sprints out to the shooter, gets a nice contest, and then runs out in transition. Look at how Bronny runs the floor. If Jake LaRavia was any kind of passer, this is an automatic alley-oop for Bronny here. But look at his basketball IQ. He gets out to the dead corner. He brings Tari Eason and Alperen Sengun kind of with him. This opens up the right side of the paint and leads to a Jake LaRavia layup. By the way, that's an and one. If that's SGA, that's a foul 10 times out of 10, but I digress. Here's Bronny again in transition defense. Does a great job of moving his feet, beats his man to his spot, somehow gets called for a foul here. Once again, the double standard in the league is outrageous. If that's the Oklahoma City Thunder, that's never called a foul. I've been telling you, Bronny haters, that players respect his defense. This is back-to-back all-star Alperen Sengun with Bronny on him. He has his dribble. It's live. And he defers to Reed Sheppard. Bronny James can guard. This man can play defense. Watch Bronny on defense right here. He gets skinny and fights over the DHO, and then he gets over the top of the flare, attaches himself to Sheppard, fights through the contact like it's nothing, and then gets in perfect help position. Later in the possession, Bronny sprints to Sheppard, contests the shot, and forces another miss. Look at him in the opposite corner again. He fights over the pin down, squeezes in between Tari Eason and the basket, and forces another mid-range miss. That's a great contest right there. Bronny is guarding his ass off. And now that he's gotten used to the flow of the game, he uses the screen from LeBron, gets over the top, then pops his three right in his defender's face. How can you not root for this kid? This is great basketball. Watch him showcase his athleticism here in transition. LeBron gets the rebound. Bronny sprints past all three defenders for the Rockets, gets up and catches his lob with a reverse lay. I tried to make videos like this years ago, and everyone lost their mind, so I went ahead and tripled down. This kid can hoop, and you haters turned me into the ultimate Bronny Glazer, and this page has taken off since. Here he is guarding Jabari Smith. Nobody wants to try this kid. I'm telling you, nobody wants to go at Bronny. Even right here on this rebound, this kid is involved in every single play, I swear. He has active hands, and Jayshawn Tate knocks the ball out of bounds. Lakers basketball. Look at right here at the help defense. The old Bronny would have stepped up too early on Reed Sheppard. This would have been a dump-off pass for an easy layup. Instead, he hangs tight, makes Reed Sheppard make a decision, and he smokes the layup. Right here, Jabari Smith Jr. in transition gives it up. A second later, he gets the ball back, and what does he do? Watch what he does in this possession. Bronny's guarding him, and he gets rid of the basketball again. He doesn't go and try to post up Bronny. Instead, he sets a down screen, and then Bronny recovers perfectly and contests the shot. Look at Amen Thompson right here. He's got the ball. He's bringing it up in transition. He's got Bronny guarding him. He's got the entire left side of the floor to operate, and instead he calls for a ball screen. These dudes are afraid of Bronny James. I've said it a million times. I'm going to keep saying it. Watch Bronny guard the ball right here, and honestly, watch him play this entire possession on defense. I don't even have to say anything. You can just watch it. His actions speak for itself. Watch him fight over DHO after DHO. He ends up switching on the pin down, gets a hand in the shooter's face, and forces another miss. You quite literally cannot teach it any better than that. Once again, Bronny guarding Amen Thompson in transition as the ball handler. Amen could bury Bronny right here in the post if he wanted to, right? That's what everyone says. Amen's one of the strongest young players in the league. But he doesn't do it because Bronny's strong as hell himself. Then Bronny steps up on Alperen Sengun. Alperen loses his footing. Bronny gets on the floor and forces a jump ball. You haters have created a monster in both me and Bronny.